Hello and thank you for visiting Upstream Health Safety and Wellbeing Specialists. Today we are going to look at safety statements and how they can help you to protect your business. Who is this presentation for? This presentation is for any employer who is responsible for the health and safety management of their business, and also for persons who operate businesses or clubs whereby their acts or omissions may affect the health and safety of others. In the next 15 minutes, we're going to look at the step-by-step process that my clients use to protect their business from loss of income via litigation and injuries. We're going to look at how they're doing this without huge outlay, unnecessary bureaucracy, or any of that stuff that people think you need. Also, we look at why spending time procrastinating about health and safety and burying your head in the sand is the exact wrong strategy to follow. And we'll also look at simple steps outlining the process involved in compiling a safety statement. So my promise to you is that I'm going to show you how having a safety statement in place leads to peace of mind and makes good business sense. First though, I need to ask, does this sound like you? Maybe you have some periods where you're on top of health and safety, but you worry and are a little bit daunted by it. You secretly fear of the threat of litigation, although you have some basic control measures in place. Are you working way too hard in your business, too many hours, burning yourself out? You maybe don't know where to start and feel overwhelmed by the whole health and safety side of things. The real problem here may be that you might not know the real benefits that a safety statement brings to your business. That is, of course, when compiled by a health and safety professional. So, if we were to talk about safety statements, what is a safety statement? A safety statement is a plan in writing which specifically identifies the hazards, assesses the risks, identifies the controls to be put in place, the persons responsible, and resources necessary to secure the safety of persons at work. At Upstream, when compiling safety statements, first of all we review policies that are in place. Now for new businesses, there might not necessarily be policies in place, but you have to start somewhere, and we are very willing to help you to get those policies in place. For businesses who are established for a while, these policies might not have been reviewed for some time. And again, we will review those because policies change all the time. And recently there's lots of talks of whistleblowers in the media. That's a policy you need to have in place now. 10 years ago you wouldn't have needed a social media policy. You need to have that now. So it's about reviewing those policies and making sure that they are apt for your business to protect you. Also outlined in the safety statement will be duties and responsibilities both of employer and employee, of contractors, of visitors, of other persons visiting your business and dealing with it. There will be general policies, and also there will be policies relating to physical hazards, chemical hazards, biological hazards, musculoskeletal hazards, and also psychosocial. And psychosocial is commonly referred to as work-related stress. So coming out of all that, we will have risk assessments, which will be specifically about your place of work and the risks that arise from those hazards within your workplace. So I find at Upstream there are three main reasons why clients request a safety statement. Number one, a third party may request it, such as an insurance company or a main contractor. Many insurance companies nowadays are protecting their own interests by ensuring that their clients have a safety statement in place. This gives them more protection. Also, of course, it gives you more protection. But sometimes clients contact me under a bit of pressure because an insurance company is looking for a safety statement to be done. Also, as I say here, a main contractor may insist that a subcontractor produce their safety statement before they can commence work. And again, in the same, like the insurance company, we put together safety statements for that. Secondly, I find maybe an inspection by a regulatory body. This can be either before or after an injury or an incident. Say, for example, the Health and Safety Authority. They might issue an improvement notice or a prohibition notice. The Dental Council of Ireland, maybe for dentists, they can visit and look to see the safety statement and look to inspect that. And again, if this hasn't been reviewed in the past year, it's something that businesses need. HIQA is another, the Health Information and Quality Authority regulation. Maybe for nursing homes, they come in and do an inspection and again may look for the safety statement. If it's not in place, clients will need the safety statement to be compiled, put together to present then to these regulatory bodies going forward. And number 3, I find there are businesses owners who are out there proactively protecting their business. They've either spoke to other people and have learned from them, or they know from their own experience that it just makes good business sense to protect their business, and having a good safety statement in place goes a long way in helping ensure that. So why have a safety statement? There are 3 reasons. Number 1 is the legal, number 2 is the business, and number 3 is the ethical. So number 1, when we look at the legal case, common law, it outlines that an employer has to take all reasonable precautions for the safety of each of its employees and not to expose them to a reasonably foreseeable risk of injury. In legislation, now there's lots of legislation there, I'm just touching on the main pieces of legislation that are relevant in Ireland for businesses in relation to safety statements. And the Safety, Health and Welfare at Work Act 2005, in section 20, that outlines that you need to have a safety statement. In schedule 3, it goes through the principles of prevention, and these need to be taken into consideration when compiling a safety statement. The Safety, Health and Welfare at Work General Application Regulations in 2007, they outline many hazards, and they specify that these hazards, if they're present in your workplace, need to be identified and they need to be risk assessed. Examples are noise, electricity, manual handling, PPE, which is personal protective equipment. So there's lots there on the legislation side of things telling us that we need to have safety statements in place. Next is the business case. Of course, we have potential for injury to employees, clients or other persons. Also, there can be damage to buildings and machinery, damage to your reputation, insurance cost increase, absenteeism and illness, increased salary and overtime costs, increased turnover and associated retraining costs, and this can all lead to low morale as well, which in turn can affect productivity and affect how your business succeeds. But the first one I mentioned there was injury to employee, client or another person, and this really is where the tangible costs, the real felt costs of not having a good sound safety statement in place can be felt. So I'm going to go through here 3 cases from the High Court in recent years just to outline where safety statements got mentioned. Now the first one is by Elmontum versus Neither Cross Limited and Oars. This was in February 2014. So Roganstown Hotel and Country Club, this was actually owned by Neither Cross Limited and Oars, and one of their employees, a financial controller, was viciously attacked by another employee, and there was no risk assessments or safety statement in place when this was investigated afterwards. The financial controller, Mr. Elmontum, suffered lots very serious facial injuries because of the vicious attack, and what the judge had to say was that there was no evidence that the first defendant had a safety statement or a notified policy which identified conduct or behaviour in the workplace that would not be tolerated, and that conduct such as verbal abuse or physical violence or towards other workers. So the cost of that to the business was €33,984. So this is where we can see direct costs arising from not having a good safety statement in place. Another case is Justina Muse versus Dunn Stores. That was in December 2014. So in this case, Miss Muse, it was to do in relation to manual handling and the task she was doing. There was a question mark whether she received training at all. And also then the question arose, if she did receive it, even though it was questionable, did she understand the basic requirements? Because of the language barrier, seemingly Miss Muse didn't have a great grasp of the English language, and this was not taken into account in the safety statement. So there was no risk assessment of the task. In this case, the judge said the safety statement in this case was generic, as no specific risk assessment had been done. So while we might see safety statements online and they might be going for a song, for want of a better description, at the end of the day, this could be money of yours that is going down the swanny, because if you do end up in court and somebody does end up getting hurt on your watch, the protection you have is very little, because a specific site visit didn't happen, nor was a risk assessment which was specific to your workplace undertaken. So the cost in this case to Dunnes Stores was €85,255. Again, a huge cost. And the last and final case here I'm going to bring to your attention is Spez versus Wincanton Ireland Limited, and this was in March 2016. So Mr. Spez worked in a warehouse whereby he had deficient manual handling training. There was lots of pressure on him in relation to targets and stacking and unloading of pallets, and the area he worked in was a confined space. So the employee did make, Mr. Spez, he did make complaints to the company, but they did not appear to be heeded. There was a question mark over the safety statement in the court case, and also the principles of prevention, which I mentioned earlier in the Safety, Health and Welfare at Work Act 2005. In Schedule 3, that was also mentioned here. So what the judge had to say was, it does seem to have been somewhat of a box-ticking exercise. And in this case, the cost to Wincanton Ireland Limited was €153,000. So there are huge costs associated with not protecting your business and having the right preventative and control measures in place. So, and I did mention earlier your reputation. This is really important in protecting your business. And at the end of the day, you want people smiling about your business and not going around disgruntled, as that can negatively impact, and there's a huge cost associated with that as well. So I have mentioned the legal case, the actual financial cost as well, the business case, and now the ethical case. And really, we have come a long way from the first piece of legislation which came into Ireland in 1802, which was when we actually had miners working over 12-hour shifts and at night time in mills. Thankfully, that is a very distant memory, and really no employer wants anybody getting hurt on their watch. So there is that ethical case where we are duty bound to look after our employees to ensure their health, safety and well-being while at work. So what steps are involved in compiling a safety statement? First and foremost, it needs to be pointed out that health and safety, so much positive stuff happens in relation to health and safety, and that is often overlooked. We go in looking for the negative. We need to highlight to employers all the good work that they have done to date in putting preventative and control measures in place to help protect their employees and their clients in their workplaces. So that's the first and foremost, to point out the positives and say, job well done, and we need to maintain this and actually maybe raise the bar a little bit on that in those areas. The next thing then we need to go about, there are 7 steps here that we suggest that you do to ensure that your safety statement is up to standard and is in place. Make contact with a health and safety professional to undertake the compiling of a safety statement for your business. Arrange a suitable date to undertake a site visit. The site visit, including a detailed risk assessment and policy review, needs to take place. The safety statement is compiled. It is then printed and bound and sent to the client. A list of actions to bring risks to an acceptable level are included in the safety statement, and the safety statement is to be reviewed annually. What we do at Upstream, any clients that we have, we would let them know 1 month prior to their review being ready to be reviewed, their safety statement due to be reviewed. We would let them know so that they are prepared and aren't caught without an up-to-date safety statement. Once you have a safety statement in place, you'll know your business is safe and secure. You'll have no more sleepless nights because of health and safety. You'll have certainty that you have a safety plan that works, and you'll be able to stop doing a lot of the worrying about health and safety you've been doing and skip straight to looking after your business. So, who I am. I'm the founder of Upstream. My name is Marion Kiley. I'm known as a safety professional with a positively different approach. I've helped many businesses grow by having exceptional health and safety systems in place. So at Upstream, we specialise in helping our clients make their workplaces more positive places to be. So I'm a member of some organisations, one being Cognitive Edge, which looks at complex adaptive systems. I'm also a member of IOSH, which is the chartered body for the Institution of Occupational Safety and Health. I'm also a member of the European Academy of Occupational Health Psychology, and I'm a visiting lecturer in UCC. So over the years, I've always been keen on learning more about health and safety from the best of people that are out there. In University College Cork, I've studied interpersonal communications. I've done a higher diploma in health, safety and welfare at work. I went on to do my master's in occupational health. I travelled to Holland some while back to attend a masterclass in human factors delivered by Professor Sidney Decker of Griffith University in Brisbane, Australia. I also travelled to London to attend a masterclass in Cynefin Framework, which is on complex adaptive systems with Professor Dave Snowden. And that's just some history about myself. So what makes us different at Upstream? Number one, we provide a value-added service. We don't believe in wasting your time, in wasting our time, in wasting your energy or your resources in a product or service that is not going to be value-added to your business. We are straight talking, practical, and take pride in adding a value-added service to help your business to succeed. Also, we are committed to providing a site or company-specific safety statement that reflects the actual safety arrangements of the organisation and not a generic mass-produced document. We're also there to support you, not just for the exercise of the safety statement, but also beyond that. If there is anything that you need from a health and safety perspective throughout the year, please, as our client, let us know. We will do what we can to help you. That's what we're here for. If we don't have the answers, we'll get the answers. If we can't provide the specific service that you're after in relation to health and safety, we have so many contacts and networks built up. We know of some of the best people in the industry. We will help you to get the right person that you need to fulfill your needs. So here is some feedback that I've had from some recent clients that I thought was worthwhile bringing to your attention. This is Dr. Kevin McHale. He's a dental surgeon. He's the owner and principal dentist of KMCG Dental Surgery in Ardee in County Louth. Recently I undertook a safety statement for Kevin, and this is the feedback that he had afterwards. Kevin is saying that he had the good fortune to work with Marion from Upstream when she carried out a health and safety site visit at my dental practice in Ardee, County Louth. The nature of our business is such that health and safety is paramount, and there are a number of items that are very relevant and specific to health and safety for dental surgeries. Marion is a true professional in her work. Her knowledge and passion for her work has to be commended. Following her site visit, Marion was able to produce for my business a comprehensive safety statement that far exceeded my expectations. The document gave us a detailed synopsis of our current practices and procedures and made very valid and practical recommendations for things we could improve on. Marion has always made herself available to discuss any matters or queries I have on health and safety in the workplace and is a delight to work with. I cannot thank Marion enough for helping me better look after the health and well-being of not just my patients but also my work colleagues and indeed myself. Upstream do a fantastic job and provide a great service to the business community. Marion's customer service skills are second to none, and I would highly recommend her for anyone needing assistance in this sector. Also Joe Ahern, who is a primary school teacher at Scullin-Ogue in Glanmire and also a founder of Gael Colashta na Tlicaleha in Kilworth in County Cork. Joe had the following feedback after doing some work for him. Starting an Irish camp was a daunting task for me, and getting a health and safety policy was an area of worry for me. Marion at Upstream Health and Safety put me at my ease immediately. She went through all areas carefully and came to meet me prior to any decision being made. Marion was also great to give advice and never forced her custom. She was great to follow up with me throughout the process. Once decided upon, the paperwork was completed thoroughly and efficiently. It was presented very professionally, and to be honest, I couldn't have asked for more from Upstream Health and Safety. I would certainly recommend Upstream Health and Safety for any company or school looking for health and safety policy statements to be drawn up efficiently, thoroughly and reasonably priced. My Irish summer camp is looking in good shape for the future. This would not be the case had it not been for Marion and her team. And finally, I've included 3 testimonials here. Another one is from Liam Barry, who is Director of BH Tree Services based in Tallow, County Waterford. I delivered training for Liam some while back, and in April I received this testimonial. So Liam had to say that the feedback from all in attendance was that it was by far one of the best training days we ever attended. Being in the industry for over 30 years, it was without doubt the most engaging and professional safety training I have ever received. I would highly recommend Marion of Upstream to any business out there looking to bring their safety to the next level. So that's some of the feedback, and my promise to you earlier was to show you how having a safety statement in place leads to peace of mind and makes good business sense. And I hope by after showing you the legal case, the business case and the ethical case that you are in agreement that it does make good business sense. So how can I help? I can speak to you personally about how you can protect your business like my other clients have done. So why are we doing this? We love helping business owners build upon and improve their health and safety systems, and in so doing helping them achieve their business goals. We know that you might want our help to transform your business. If so, we can discuss it and see if it's a good fit for both of us. If not, that's fine too. If you would like to contact us, please do. We'd love to hear from you. My personal email is marion@upstreamhealthandsafety.com. The website is www.upstreamhealthandsafety.com. And also, if you want to give a call, my number is 087 640 9975. Thank you so much for joining us for the short presentation on safety statements. I hope that you did gain some insights into how important it is to have them in place. If you'd like to follow us online, our handle for Facebook, for Twitter and Instagram is @UpstreamSafety, and on LinkedIn my handle there is Marion Kiley. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this short webinar, and also I'd like to wish you, your employees and your businesses a very healthy, safe and successful future. Thank you very much.